think we are going. My stuff is plugged in. Lights are ready. There we go. Hopefully that looks decent. But we're here. We are back. Another week. Another live stream. No hat. Been a while since I haven't worn a hat. The hair grows so quickly. But we're here. We are back. Another live stream. Another week talking toys, doing things, living life. I am Justin the Zilla, as always. Here every week. Well, almost every week. Sometimes I'm not. Like, sure everything's working. Live chat is on. We're here doing our thing. Another Friday. Another week to talk toys. Another day to just yap. But yeah, welcome to the live stream. As always, if anyone is new here to the stream, I look at action figures. You can see them from the back catalog. Open up figures live, talk about them, show them off, do a little short, and then that's it. We're just here to vibe today, an early stream. I think it's been a while since we've done one that's been like a little earlier. Maybe I've done one before, excuse me. But I don't know if beginning of the year, if we had an early one, I can't remember. All the weeks are blurred together, but this is the first live stream of February 2026. Today is literally 2/6. So it's, so this day in history is 26/26. What is that? Hold on. Oh, that's a thing. Okay. Never mind. Okay. But yeah, today is 26/26, which is kind of cool. It's very weird. And in all of February, if y'all haven't noticed, kind of a phenomenon, something that doesn't happen, I think, what they said for 823 years, is where I think I don't know if specifically February or just any month of the year, but where your days are literally, so Monday is 1. Like literally the 1st of February is on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so Saturday is the 7th, right? Well, no, Sunday is the 1st, because that's when the calendar starts, even though it's the weekend, so it doesn't really make sense. But in any case, it goes into the thing. So you got 4 Mondays, 4 Tuesdays, 4 Wednesdays, 4 Thursdays, 4 Fridays, 4 Saturdays, and 4 Sundays. So it all lines up perfectly. Never really happens. It's every, as I just said, 823 years. So it's literally I think considered a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So I just find it very interesting, because I saw that little fact. I don't know how true it is. I saw one post, and I was like, that's cool. That's an interesting little thing. I don't know if it's an actual fact. But, if that's an actual occurrence, which seems to be, at least from my little to no research, but just very interesting. So yeah, I'm already rambling. I'm already 4 minutes in. This is not clickable material, but welcome. We're looking at figures. We're talking toys. We're not, we're just rambling, as always. But yeah, so early stream tonight. Got work tomorrow, of course. So gotta kind of get going. My hair is all dippity-doo right now. But yeah, anything to update? I have no weekly pickups. Haven't been shopping this entire week. Just been crazy. Just living and working. Just trying to survive the week. Come on. It's like, all right. We got to get to Saturday. We still got to work on Saturday. But then we get to Sunday and I don't work. But then still got to prepare to get to Monday, because work back up again. So, every day. It's literally, working 5 to 2. 5 a.m. fun. The funnest. But yeah, we're here. We're doing our thing. Got the repping the Spider-Man shirt in the, I think it's always a dark blue, but it's kind of, I guess it's more of a black. I always thought this was like more of like a dark navy, but because in some lighting, like, yeah, it looks black. In others, it looks that. Let me make sure that is not on. Okay. My do not disturb it. There we go. But yeah, so excited. Fun, cool figure that we'll be looking at. A figure that I had got a couple weeks ago from the BAM for the birthday, as we had the stuff up here last week, even though it was a week after my birthday. Well, a day before, a week after my birthday. But that was all up there, as y'all saw, even the little things up there, the little pom-pom things. So it was fun. It was a good time. And cool getting the figure that we're looking at that we showed off last week. It's like, and usually and usually I do kind of wait a bit to look at a figure. I usually want to take from the pile that I already have, that I've already kind of like pre-planned some stuff, but I was like, you know what? I'm working. Let's shift things. Let's kind of change it up because I want my variety. I want y'all to have a good variety of things to look at. Sorry, microphone, for like going. I was like brushing it. But yeah, so excited to look at finally. I think it's been a while since we've done just a Marvel Legends or even just a Spider-Man figure. I'm trying to remember when was the last stream of a Spider-Man. I was looking before, but nothing really. I mean, I did do the CT Toys. Okay, well, of course I get, yeah, of course, like Marvel, I did Gambit. That was last month. That was end of last month. I can't remember. It might have been like middle or like beginning of that month. Because I know I did that Gambit pretty early on, so cool figure there. But yeah. What am I thinking of? But yeah, been a while since we've done a Spider-Man on the channel. But Spider-Man's a big, cool looking dude, so always fun to get around. But yeah, no weekly pickups, updates or any toy news that I can remember. I know Haya, I think last night or either this morning, whatever it is, announced that they are doing a Kiryu. I don't know if they've announced that before, but they had like product images. It looks great. It looks wonderful. I can't wait. I need to get my hands on a Haya Godzilla figure again. I'm definitely planning on getting the GMK at some point. Also, do kind of really want to get the thing. So, Michael Gutierrez. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, Michael, but welcome. Welcome to the live stream. I'm rambling. We're talking toys. I'm trying to remember what toy news is out there. Oh, yeah. Hasbro did talk about, they did post that they are doing a fan stream on Tuesday, the 10th. But welcome, Michael, by the way. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you'll enjoy. So, yeah. I can't remember what other toy news is really going on. Because Hasbro stream on the 10th. And then Haya announced Kiryu, released the product images. And then I'm trying to think what else. I can't remember what else toy news wise. Oh yeah, I guess main thing that I've really been like seeing is that NECA tease that they're doing the Muppets. So that's fun because they just had the new Muppet special. That was pretty good. It was fine, at least for me. I felt like compared to the original Muppet Show, it was pretty good. It was fun. I think it's just a little like a sampling of what to expect, but I kind of wish that there was, more variety, at least for my taste. I think it was all right. I think it served its purpose, but Michael says, I hope Channing Tatum's Gambit will be be revealed during the fan stream on Tuesday. Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be fun. And it would make sense because he's going to be in Doomsday or or whatever it is, or be like Secret Wars. I meant, yeah, meme revealed. Yeah. But yeah, it would be cool. I'm trying to think what else really Marvel-wise adjacent that they would do. I know that they tease that that they might do Marvel Rivals, so maybe that might be something at some point they might talk about. It might be later down the line when they do like Comic-Con or something, or some other convention. And I know that they've been, well, that's not really Marvel Legends. It's like, of course, yes, he's going to be in Doomsday. Okay. Yeah, because I've seen like all like that behind the scenes stuff that a lot of people have seen too, so that makes sense. I don't know, like with Secret Wars, I feel like it would make sense because they're kind of doing those back to back, but I think they're all done. Because it's like we got Storm, we got Cyclops, we got Professor X, Magneto, Nightcrawler, Mystique, a good variety. So it'll be cool to see what's going on there in the new, I guess, Marvel canon, whatever they're doing. Who knows what they're doing, yeah, with the MCU now. It seems like it's kind of also in another limbo with the MCU. So, because, it's like, I think this year we got Spider-Man coming out, maybe next year. I think it might be next year. But they've been filming that. So excited for that. Can't remember what else they're doing. Oh yeah, they also Wonder Man also came out. I think the whole series. So need to see that. I've only heard really good things so far, so that's cool that they're doing apparently or allegedly a good show based on what people are saying. So need to check it out. Because it's like, because I've enjoyed, most of the Marvel shows, not all, but majority. I think they've been decent. But Michael says, I hope we would be, I hoped he would be in Deadpool and Wolverine wave. They revealed it in the last stream, but he's not. I do want the brown suit, the brown suit, Wolverine from that film. Same. Yeah, it is kind of weird that they wouldn't do, show off Gambit. That is weird that they wouldn't, do that. Yeah, because you had Blade. Oh yeah, you didn't even have like Elektra in there either. So maybe they might be doing that. So they might be like, it's like okay, here's a couple of the last characters you need, and maybe they'll do a couple more. It might be cool if they do like Sabretooth. That would be nice. Maybe even do. I'm trying to think who else in that film because that brown suit. The Wolverine. That's great. Honestly, should be coming with an unmasked head, because if you include that neck piece and you're like, and then, and Michael says, Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out this year in July and Doomsday in December. Okay, that makes sense. Because I think also, because I think Dune 3 is also planning to come out the same day as Doomsday, because they've been kind of like hinting. It's like I'm Robert Downey Jr. kind of joked a bit about being Dune's Day. So that's fun. That's cool. So that'll be neat to see. So yeah. But I'll be excited to see what they do with Dune 3, because I know it gets crazy in that universe later on. So we'll see what goes on. But Michael says, I liked Wonder Man. Okay, that's good. Yeah, from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. So it's nice to see. I wonder, they might reveal figures for that. I wouldn't put it past them. I'm not really sure how much they can really do. I guess they could do like the main, like the Wonder Man character, and then whoever Ben's but Kingsley character is Martin, whatever the heck his name is, the actor who played the Mandarin. But Michael says, I'm not into Dune. You're not into it? Have you not seen the movies? I recommend them. They're fun. They're cool. They're a lot of, they're very weird, especially the second one, but I'm like, okay, I get what they're doing. It's kind of goofy a bit, but, but that whole universe, to me, it feels like very fresh for the times now, where, it's like I think there is like a whole backstory where yeah, I think it is like a known fact. Yeah, that Dune came before Star Wars, before like Star Trek, I think even too, and so there's a lot of elements that actually come from Star Wars. Yeah, that are from Dune. So it's kind of like it kind of is the same story with the whole sand planet, and you have someone who's related to like the main big bad guy, like your main good guys are related to your main bad guy. Do my live stream. Okay. Ben Kingsley character is in the MCU is Trevor Slattery or Slattery. Okay. I knew it was like some basic name, but that's cool. But yeah. Can't remember. Oh yeah, but like, I recommend Dune. If you're not into it, you're not into it, but if you just haven't seen it and just haven't been thinking about seeing it, I would recommend it. It's a lot of fun. The two movies are great. The show, from what I've heard, is kind of boring, kind of disappointing, apparently. So I'm just like, okay, I won't worry about the show because that's lore that's been in there. But Michael says I haven't seen the Doom movies. Well, go see them. Specifically, the two new ones, not the original one. Yeah, where you have like Sting in there. Unless you want to see just a weird bad movie that's okay for the time, but I think it kind of ages a bit. It's kind of ridiculous now what they were doing back then to do Dune, because it was like impossible. But like do now, it's really cool. One of my relatives didn't like the first one when she saw it. Oh, well, that's sad. Oh, well, each people, have their own take. They have their own opinion on certain things, but I really liked it. It's like at least like for me, it's like I've seen the first movie about like 2 or 3 times. I saw it. Okay, so the first time I saw Dune was in IMAX, the first one, and that was a lot. It's very intense because there's a lot of sounds. It's like, and also a lot of darkness, light, darkness, light, and you're kind of getting flashbanged throughout the whole movie, and it's loud. It's a loud ass movie in a theater, so it's crazy, but it's fun, and it's a good like an introduction into that world. I think it does a good job like explaining what's going on in the lore of the world with the government, and and with the whole space travel thing and why stuff is important and why these characters are important. It's a lot of fun, at least for me. And you get the giant dune sandworms. And then in the second movie it gets even weirder. It's kind of a little bit more goofy, kind of more ridiculous, but it's fun and it's cool. It's kind of out there, but it's cool. I think it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend seeing both of those movies and, getting, your own opinion on it, and to give that franchise a chance, because I think this is going to be the last movie. I think that is the plan. From the director to do his trilogy and then kind of call it good. From there, but I would love for them to kind of adapt more book related stuff, like go even further beyond, because I don't know what they were. Yeah, because I don't know what they would do with those concepts, because they get kind of wild. There's there's like a whole thing of bringing people that are dead back with like cloning, and then there's like humanoid worm people. It's very weird, but it's cool. I think it's very unique and very fun. So yeah. What else? I don't think there's very much else to really talk about. Oh yeah. Hasbro also did announce, I think they are doing Masters of the Universe. No, Mattel is doing the Masters of the Universe figures from the movie. Movie looks pretty good. I hope that's a good movie. It looks like fun. Looks cool. I didn't realize, that Jared Leto, is playing Skeletor in that movie, but Pretty interesting. I don't remember what Hasbro. I know that they announced that they're doing Voltron. I can't remember what else they've announced. It was like something kind of big. It was kind of surprising that they were doing something. I can't remember what it was. And it's going to bother me the entire stream. I'm trying to think in my brain. I'm like, Muppets with NECA, because they've announced that, because they've been doing Sesame Street. Great line. Need to get those figures at some point, but scaling is weird. But, Voltron, who is doing? I know they're doing some kind of figures. I can't remember what franchise it is. It's bothering me that I don't know. I feel like it's from another company, like Mattel or fucking like Tom McFarlane, who do those figures. Who's doing it? Oh yeah, they are doing the movie Street Fighter figures, which is honestly, I think that's kind of the best company I think that they could really go with. Because because Street Fighter is kind of all over the place. It's like it's its own branding. They've been doing stuff with Jada. I have my collection up there on the wall. I don't know if you can even. No, you wouldn't even be able to see that because the light's there. But I got my Jada collection. I have, I got Cammy up there. She's cool. She's a cool figure. I gotta open her at some point. Expect her and Guile probably closer to the movie release. I think that'll be my plan, or even do, because I do have Blanca in box 2. He's in the corner because he's just too heavy. He's not gonna go on the wall anytime soon because he's just too much. But it'll be fun. It'll be cool to see, how they make the movie designs into figures. Because I think that they could do a good job. I'm gonna scoot this chair over. I feel like I'm like not centered. Ugh. That feels a bit better. Let's scoot this up. Okay. But it'll be cool to see because the Jason Momoa, Baraka or Blanca. I can't remember what the green guys. Hold on, I'm gonna grab this box just to freaking do something, bro. Get into the pile. Try not to drop everything. Okay. But there's Baraka or Blanca. So Jason Momoa's character, and also I gotta open this guy. He'll probably be his own stream at some point. Anyways, but yeah, so Jason Momoa's Blanca. He looks really cool, even though he's all CGI. So it's probably barely been Jason Momoa doing anything, even though he was probably there on set. And then you got Roman Reigns, as Akuma. He looks pretty good. It's kind of weird to see him with the beard, but you know what? It's fine. That's Roman's look. I understand. You also have Cody Rhodes as Guile, which honestly, it looks fine for him. I get the flat top thing. The flat top works. It's fine. He's going to be ridiculous. And then Ryu and Ken, I think, are actually just pretty well casted. I think that they just are just cool looking actors and they look great. And then who else? Chun-Li, she looks good. I think it is Cammy. I think Cammy's in the movie. Well, whoever, if they are on there. The actress there, she looks great. And then it's like, especially, but with Chun-Li, that's probably like the best one, to be frank. Who else? I know we have, it's 50 Cent as who is it? It bothers me. I see because he's the boxer dude. It's not Baraka. It's something, it's like an ancient kind of, I think, being or something, kind of name like that. I can see it in my head, but I just can't get the word out. He looks weird, but 50 Cent is 50 Cent. I'm kind of, I'm like, yeah, he doesn't seem like the greatest person. He doesn't have the best opinions in the world, but I think he also did that P. Diddy, documentary. I don't know. I follow the news as much as I can bear, you know. So, yeah, I gotta see that documentary at some point. That's probably a weird freaking documentary, but yeah. So it'll be cool to see how Hasbro does. Who else? Oh yeah, they got M. Bison in there. You got who is it? Dalcine. He's in there. I forget who plays him, and I like the guy who plays M. Bison. I always forget his name. But he's in a bunch of stuff, and he's amazing. He's a great actor, so I'm like, I'm not worried about this at all. Even if he's not like buff, but not like but it's not like the original movie. M. Bison was really all that buff. More Patty. Who else? And then I know they have the one, like the cowboy mask guy who's playing like the mask guy with the Wolverine claw looking thing. He looks cool. So that's fine. That's awesome. Good for that guy. He seems pretty chill. But then the rest of the cast, I can't remember or what's all in there, but probably a fair bit. Probably a few more we're probably going to see maybe before the film comes out if they do like a trailer. I don't think we've seen like any actual like footage or like anyone truly in costume like doing something. So that'll be interesting to see what's going on there. If they give out a trailer, I assume they will. I don't know if it's going to be out this year. Also, it feels like it's going to be out this year. I mean, it's only February. They got till the end of the year or the middle of the year. They got till the summer. That's what they're all waiting on. Oh, yeah. Also, but one more movie I do want to kind of yap about before we get into this. And we're already like 27 minutes in. Iron Lung. Need to see Iron Lung soon. That's Markiplier's movie. For y'all who don't know, Markiplier is a gaming YouTuber who's been around for like forever. He's one of like the gaming guys, I think, on YouTube. Or just a YouTuber. He's so great. And he's also, a great person who has a lot of passion. So yeah, been doing his movie, I think for like, I feel like it's been like 2 or 3 years he's been working on this movie, trying to get it going. And he's like, I'm making my movie. There's a lot of blood, but it's very cool, and it's based off of a video game that he really enjoyed. And he was like, and he was like, you know what? Someone should make this into a movie. And then he was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this into a movie. Yeah, because I think of course he stars in it. I think he's like the main guy, and then he also directs it and also produces it as well. So he's taking like the 3 major roles, and he's doing it, and it's doing very good in the theaters. I can't wait to see that movie. I am so freaking hyped for Markiplier, because it's just like, it's so weird, because you grow up with this guy. I know that probably makes him old. I'm 25. It's been like 10 years, like over 10 years. I think that since he's been doing YouTube. So, bro's been around, and I've been consuming the content. I'm freaking subscribed to the dude. Of course I am. He's great. He's cool. So yeah, can't wait to see that movie. It'll be fun. It'll be cool. See what's going on here. Oh, hold on. Chicken. Hold on, I'm trying to get dinner right now. All right. What's going down? Yeah. I think we will finally, after 30 minutes into the stream, just yapping about stuff. But thank y'all for joining if you've stuck around this far. But we will finally switch over to the other camera. Finally, look at a figure. See what's going down. See how this is in hand. I've seen some reviews and it looks pretty good. I'm excited So let's do it. Oh, bah. All right. Of course, we got to move my camera a bit. It's all screwy here on this end. It's never perfect, but, you know. It's all right. Not if everything all lines up perfectly, as long as it looks good. Y'all can see what's going on. It looks great. We'll do it this way, I think. Hold on. Excuse me. Big sneeze. I was trying to cover up the voice, but I don't think it worked that much. Oh, wait. All right. Whew. Alrighty. But there's our Marvel Legends Spider-Man 2099 that I got for my freaking birthday. Thank you to my brother, Jacob. He's cool. He makes great music. Check out. It's like his socials are like Rollins Blue, specifically on Instagram, maybe on Facebook, but more specifically on Instagram. Check out his music. He's got like so many albums. He's a talented bro who makes cool kind of blues rock music. Yeah, more on the blues side, but you know. But yeah, cool figure. Love of course, the original packaging, and of course, this is a much needed update to this version of Spider-Man. Much needed with this new, you know, lineup of Legends. Haven't really had, well, I've still been getting Legends, but you know, but not, I think, that much recently. I guess, well, I did do a whole, like a retro card, like an X-Men, like a 97 thing, where I got a few of those. But that was in December. That was last year. That was a year ago. Even if it was just like 2 months ago. But even still, it's been a minute. Been kind of marveled out. Just been seeing stuff. Well, also got the CT Toys Daredevil. But I ordered that last year too. But that didn't come until this year. So it's weird. But it's fun. Also, I think more specifically getting another Spider-Man. Even though, okay, I did get a Spider-Man India last year from the Spider-Verse movie, but I do kind of want to wait on him. I might just open him just for my own amusement because he just looks like fun. But yeah, this Spider-Man 2099 looks pretty great, just already in the packaging. Of course, love this old style kind of retro card packaging here with the Marvel Comics old logo there. You have your 4+, you have your Spider-Man there, and then Spider-Man text with the web. Very classic, very of that animated series kind of toy line from the 90s. Then you have on the side a little thing that says Spider-Man DNA in different languages. And then you have Spider-Man 2099 with a cool drawing of him jumping up with his cape up there. So that's cool. And then it's like a little like a sign there. And then, of course, the figure with the cityscape behind him. And then on the back, have your same logos, but a different, more modern Marvel logo there. Have your Spider-Man logo there. Spider-Man 2099. And there's that same image there in a smaller format, looking cool. And then, of course, your little hand swap, little diagram of the figure like they had back in the day. But our little bio reads, in the year 2099, a lab accident rewrites the genetic code of scientist Miguel O'Hara, turning him into Spider-Man. Well, he turned into basically a vampire, but he, was like, oh, Spider-Man was cool back in the day. I'll be Spider-Man during this year of 2099. It'll be crazy seeing that year, how that's gonna go. How Marvel will do something there, maybe, because they'll live on forever. I won't, but they will be. Also, look for Spider-Man 2099, Uncanny Spider-Man Nightcrawler, who looks pretty good. I must say, the Spider-Venom, the Spider-Venom, I don't really have any attachment to this look, so not really too interested about, but I do like the unmasked head sculpt. It is pretty nice. Owl, he looks fine. He's not a character I'm not really familiar with. The Hypno Hustler, he looks pretty cool. Also not familiar with him either, but, you know, retro style villain, kind of ridiculous, but I just love the look and the design. It's very well done. And then you got Cardiac, who I'm also was not familiar with, but this guy looks so sick. I honestly can't wait to get my hand specifically on Hypno Hustler and Cardiac. We'll do a stream with those for sure down the line. I think that is a for sure case, but we'll see how long that'll take. If anything else, probably the Uncanny Spider-Man, just to have, you know, to add to the Spider-Man shelf that has been, you know, a little dismantled, but it's fine right now in the current state because we got so much Spider-Mans going on, and I can fit more if I really wanted to. Well, I can fit more. It's not entirely full yet, but we're trying to cut back. I'm trying to get to my main shit to be on the stream, but, you know, cool. But yeah, so expect hopefully some more of these at some point, but then attention warning, pieces, barcode if you want to scan it to check where it is at. But yeah, can't wait. So we are going to go ahead, open up this figure, get our hands on it, and, you know, have a fun time. We're going to move my camera, be up here. Gonna put Spider-Man, Miguel down here, excuse me. But, using my trusty X-Acto. And gonna be doing my traditional way of opening up these retro carded figures. Because I do keep, the back pieces on on these figures, and I do a very specific way of doing it. It's probably not the best. It doesn't keep it like totally mint condition. And I have seen like the videos where you can basically, you know, like kind of like piece it apart because it's two cardboard pieces, but I'm kind of like, at least for myself, I don't really want to do that. I want to keep it fully intact as two pieces. You have Uncanny Spider-Man 2. I do not. This is the only one of this new wave that I have so far. If anything, I probably would get the Hypno Master, the Hypno Hustler and Cardiac first. And then probably fourth on this list would probably be Uncanny Spider-Man, and then probably Owl, and then Spider-Venom. So yeah. But I probably would get this when I see it, maybe at a discounted price. Because it's, you know, it's kind of just a full reuse. I guess this is reuse, but there's new stuff here, so in any case, it'll be in time. But it's a cool design, and I do like the idea of Nightcrawler. But here's our trusty X-Acto blade here. So where I cut down on the sides, I'll kind of just simply like show it. So where I cut down on the sides here and then at the bottom, and then, you know, it just flaps open and I just pull out the thing and also get the paper too. We will do this. I kind of get as close to the corner as I can so I can more easily extract the actual figure a little bit easier. And then it's like I will say though, it's like my bubble is a little damaged also up here too. You can see it has that big crease, but because I put this whole like corner was like kind of caved in, I kind of fixed it a bit, so that's fine. But then, you know, with this going on, not the greatest to really do to get a clean cut. Maybe if I can kind of pinch it a bit, I think it'll work. But yeah. Let's see, is this gonna... No, hold on. I'm gonna get this off screen in a minute. Okay. I cut the bottom as cleanly as I can. Whoa. To our other end. Sorry for not doing this on camera. I guess I should be. Well, I just did that. Okay. So I did cut at the bottom here, so it is open. To now try to get it the bottom on this side. Of course, it's not going to be as clean, but get as close as we can. But there's our typical Hasbro paper to be thrown to the ether. And yeah, we will extract our Spider-Man and have a pretty clean setup. I mean, that's super nice. Of course, this is still there, but if you wanted it like that, that's not too bad. Of course, it's cracked at the bottom, but look at that. Just a nice, clean thing, but gets to go away for later. But we will bring my camera down, bring it up. There's our Spider-Man. Get this more lined up, but there he is in all his plastic glory in his casing. Looking very nice there. Let's go ahead. Take out our hands. Oh. I guess this was just back there. Our web thing. And then, as I do one step at a time. Pull it out. There's our plastic. Pretty simple. Nice and easy. And not too shabby. And there he is. Get everything all kind of lined up here. But there's our Spider-Man 2099 as he is in the packaging. I guess technically we do have to put this back on because it is supposed to be packed in with it. But there he is in all his glory. I do gotta say, this looks pretty amazing. I do got one little spot there. Oh well. Like right there on the eye. Might just be able to clean that off. But great looking figure here, to be frank. I think it just looks amazing. It's very simple, because of course you have just the all blue suit here from head to toe. But then, of course, here on the Mac, has that more simplistic design with the more of like just shaping the eyes and kind of showing, I guess, kind of like it's supposed to be like teeth. Uh, yeah, the two front teeth of a spider on there, but kind of it feels kind of luchador-esque. But it's very cool. And then have the kind of like skull chest logo. Honestly, this looks great. It's pretty clean. I think there are like little bits of paint chip here and there, like there at the eye and on the middle of the chest there. But overall, still pretty good. And you don't really see that too much because the lighting kind of works with that. And even from afar, you're not really going to see that. But it is very shiny. It is shinier than I thought it would be. I mean, in person, it just looks pretty matte. But with the lighting, kind of like you can tell the different kind of shine that's going on there. Might be better with, with the body, I think, less shined up because it's still kind of shiny on the actual body. But I kind of like, it kind of gives a metallic kind of feel to it, but more so to the torso and the head compared to the arms where those are more matte. We do have the shiny red paint that goes up to the shoulder, down to the hand with the arrow down there, and then you also have the two kind of forearm spikes there. Very nice, and they are plastic, so they're soft, so they're not gonna just break, but they're cool. And then have the all blue torso with the legs and then the feet. So very well done, very basic. And of course, just the basic body there, nothing on the back, but you do have, this nice, here, we're gonna actually take this off. Get this cover, but a nice little kind of like his cape. Supposed to be his web kind of thing going on there. It does have a little paint splotch there, some black, but I can probably clean that up pretty well. But a nice looking piece, very simple, but also still dynamic in some way, and has a great sculpt and also a great paint job to kind of show all those details, and kind of does give it like a bluish kind of glowing thing. It may not be coming up here on camera just because of how everything is, but in person, this thing looks so cool. Like everything just works in this figure's favor. I kind of wish it was like a little bit bigger just to be, a bit more exaggerated, but you can do that. And I guess it is more kind of like, it's not like a full-on cape. It's more of like just a piece of webbing, like a very long piece of webbing that has just like attached itself to him. But it's a very nice sculpt and it looks great. So yeah. But we'll go over articulation real quick because this is kind of basic for Marvel Legends. But this is oh yeah, I didn't even talk about how on the butterflies you do actually have paint there that actually connects with the lines there at the top of the skull. So that's very nice to have, so it doesn't really break up too much there. So pretty cool. And then of course nothing on the back because it's all blue there. So very nice. But with articulation, so at the head, do have a ball with a rod with another ball at the bottom of the neck. And they also have that cut there that's on this body. So you only look down about that far, not very much. But you do look up about that far, which is pretty good. It's not like full on, like back there, like kind of like behind the neck, but it's a good length there and doesn't really leave a gap if you're just looking straight on, but still pretty good. You do get some tilt there and some rotation here. And I have seen people mod it so where they do clean out the bottom here a little bit more to give you more space, even at the back or at the front more. So if you want to do that, you can. Very cool. And then at the shoulders, do get a hinge. I do want to be kind of careful not to push it because I don't want to mark the plastic, but it goes about just under 90. Yeah, because I'm just kind of concerned about that plastic or even like the paint going. But Okay, yeah, you can push it a bit. It goes up there, so pretty well done. And isn't actually marring the paint. Might be like pushing the plastic, but it's all right. But then you get rotation. There you do have that butterfly joint, so you go back about that far, go forward about that far, so you can see there. And then the shoulder rotation we already saw, but have your bicep. Swivel does feel a bit scary. Kind of worried about these breaking. They feel kind of gummy, so kind of gonna be careful, but get your full 360 there. You do have your double jointed elbows there and pinless as well, so it's red on the outside and blue on the inside. A lot of veins too. This is a very weirdly veiny figure for the arms specifically, because it's pretty smooth for the rest. I don't really see any other vein work going on. So pretty nice. Oh yeah, and also this is just painted on. I don't think this is actually sculpted, but the mask is sculpted, so that's nice. And then of course the forearms as well. And then, and then with all the hands, you do have a hinge in and out there and a rotation there. So very nice. They do use, just red for that. So it works for the arrow, but nothing on there. But, technology. But it would be cool if they would do like the ball jointed kind of hands like they've done with the Indiana Jones line. That would have been neat, kind of in my opinion. But I kind of get it. You're going with the style still, and you're using the same pieces because that's the whole point. Because it's supposed to be a uniform line. Because it's just another Spider-Man. It's your updated Spider-Man body, so it's great. And then, oh yeah, and then even with the cape, just rotate fully around so it can go anywhere you want. It may not stay up, especially if you're kind of pushing it, but if you can get it in there, you can get it in there. Even him doing that, because he's doing the jumping thing if you want. Well, yeah, we'll get to that later. Let me get this back in there. Okay. But then at the torso, here you do have a diaphragm joint there, so you can move side to side. Does kind of break up the sculpt, but does kind of actually stick with it, so not too bad. You can go back the top about that much. Go forward about that much. And of course, rotation fully around there. And you do also have a kind of like an ab hinge of some kind. I can't remember what they call it, or just an ab crunch there. It's kind of like a lower ab crunch. It's kind of like more of like a crotch kind of thing. But with all that together, that even just gives you that. But then with the whole diaphragm, if you have that forward, you get that far, which is great. You get this much back all together, which is insane. That's cool. It is a little bit, it is a little gappy there, but you do see that the paint actually does continue up to the top there. So it does go dark, but you want to, I guess, have it more uniform, but you can angle it correctly so you're not seeing that. But look at that. That looks so cool. So very nice. And then at the legs, you do have drop down hips there. Feet kick forward about that far, kick back that far, go out only about that far for a Spider-Man figure. Not amazing, but I know it's kind of, drop down and then a little bit more, but even still, it's kind of like it really can do that, but you have to do it like that. And that don't look great. And it kind of mars the plastic a bit too, so you gotta kind of be careful. And then you do have upper thigh cut, your double jointed pinless knees. Amazing. Yeah, and you do have a boot swivel, which is kind of weird in my opinion for a Spider-Man, but I get it. It's the same body, so you're just using your pieces. And then a hinge, foot there, forward. Of course, that beautiful ankle rocker pivot. Very nice. And then your toe joint, which is your nice bonus. Go down about that far, go up about that far. Not too bad. Not too shabby, just kind of what you expect, but you know, look at this guy. Even just him by himself, just like that, is cause for enough to get this awesome freaking figure. For real. It looks amazing. It looks really cool. I mean, just look at it. You don't mess with this guy. This is Miguel O'Hara. This is Spider-Man 2099. This dude is at his peak right now, and he don't look happy. So yeah. Oh yeah, we'll move on to our accessories now. But a cool looking figure. Oh god. Don't just stand there, bro. You don't gotta do too much. But then he comes with a pair of clawed hands. I think these are new. These might just be reuse, but these do look new. I don't think I've seen these hands before, but have the same triangle thing going on there on the back of the hand. And then you also have a pair of, wall crawling hands. So very, very cool. Also has the blue arrow, the red arrow with the blue glove. So very nice to have a couple pairs. Probably just gonna put on his claws because that's kind of all he needs in my opinion. Yeah, I never really think of like Spider-Man 2099 kind of without his claws, because that's kind of his iconic design, especially a lot in the movie too. I mean, he's using those things for like everything. He doesn't even like wall crawl. He just stabs into the wall essentially and just, well, crawls, but he doesn't like stick to the wall. It's more like he's using his hands to, stab it into the wall. And we will be doing a little pose here. I'll be messing with this guy. See where we can get him. That's not too bad. Here, let me get him in front of me. And I'm still kind of worried about like marring the plastic on these thighs, because I feel like that's also another thing that's kind of happening a bit with the legs specifically, because I can kind of see it's already kind of marred it a bit, so that kind of sucks. That all right? Is that a cool kind of pose? It's not very much. Just a kind of him like just landing and being like, what's going on here? Kind of thing. Or him with the thing up. Maybe down, maybe a little bit more. See, because now we're trying to get the actual, like, the environment, like, what I'm thinking about. But this looks so good. in any way. It kind of just looks great, though. I love this kind of kind of like it's like there's very much needed, I think, update of Miguel, especially after they've been doing the Spider-Man, doing the whole the Spider-Verse, the 2099 Spider-Man figure, because they did a couple of him. I think they did well. I know Hasbro did their first one. I think they did a second one with an unmasked head or something, maybe in a darker color. I don't think I ever saw that because I was just like, okay, I don't really care for this. It's not really what I need for my Spider-Verse shelf. Because we'll see later, because I do have because I do have the CT Toys Spider-Man 2099. Early CT Toys, very early. I guess I was just like, you know what? I want to try it. Why not? And I did, and it's pretty good. It's decent. It's not their greatest, but it's good. It's passable. Works for me. And it looks good. And they come with, custom heads. I think there are someone else's head sculpts with the unmasked ones, but I don't have them displayed like that, so it doesn't really bother me too much, but the head sculpts are very, very cool. So it's cool to have that in representation. Because they are very accurate. But yeah, this is Miguel. Oh, looking pretty neat. Looking cool. We'll do a more casual pose because we will have to do our comparisons in a minute. But if y'all have, if y'all here on the live feed want to see anything or have any questions about this figure or want to see anything that's here on the, here in the collection, if there's anything y'all want to see specifically, feel free to let me know. Okay, let me see if I can get Miguel. Just do them like that. Yeah, but if y'all want to see anything or any comparisons specifically or any questions about any figures, or if you want to see something that you don't see, if you think I have it, feel free to ask. Yeah. Very, very cool figure. Nice little set we got going on here with this guy. I think we can zoom in a little bit, let's be honest. There we are. Okay, now it's starting to do the thing where it's being weird. I'm like, be straight on. And it was like, oh, I will pick any other thing to focus on besides the thing that we're supposed to be focusing on. That's right in front of my face. That good, bro? Maybe. But yeah, we'll go on with our comparisons. And just go straight for our obvious ones. The ones that we have already mentioned before. So this is the first Marvel Legends Spider-Man 2099 and the CT Toys Into the Spider-Verse, or I think it's Across the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man 2099 figure. Why is this looking like a Garbo? Why is it doing this to me? Just focus. I don't know why it just can't pick the lane it wants to be on. Just do it, bruh. Do you just have to be like right there? Like you have to be that close? Okay. I guess that's what I'm doing. Okay. But here they are. Looking pretty cool. And it is kind of, okay. I do like the metallic kind of look for this Spider-Man 2099. But I'll be honest, the colors kind of kill it. It's a little gray. I think the original one that they did in the Hobgoblin wave, which is basically the same one, but just, yeah, with a different chest logo and then more brighter metallics. I think that one was probably like the best one when it comes to like doing that armor look. But I do still like the fact that this just feels like a costume, but with more, I guess, kind of has more shinier elements, more metalish kind of elements with this retro card. And then, of course, with the Spider-Verse movie version, way different. Has crazy kind of detailing with all these lines and stuff going on here. Even though, for me, in the movie, they weren't too obvious. I think that they were more subtle, but maybe I just wasn't really looking at his costume too much because there was so much going on in that movie. But, you know. He has his own kind of thing going on here with the giant kind of spikes that are on, yeah, his forearm compared to that. And he's much lengthier. It's like more proportioned. It has the way wider chest and the smaller head. Well, the more thin head, yeah, the head's not really small. And then also his different mask design and different chest logo is all different. But he looks great. It looks great for the movie. Works for it. Works very, very well. And I even do have a fourth Spider-Man 2099 that will kind of butt in here. We'll move you a bit. We'll move you over here because then we have the, yeah, what has been kind of my main solo display, Spider-Man 2099, because I actually do really like this figure and it looks still, honestly, it's still a great figure in my opinion for today. I think it works perfectly for this version of Spider-Man 2099, and that is the kind of, yeah, the Marvel Legends, the Sunfire body. It is, you know, it does have pins. It's a little old, so it doesn't really stand up that well. But I think this design is just so unique, and I think they even hinted that Miguel will probably have this costume, yeah, this version of this color or this costume in the third Spider-Verse movie. So that'll be cool. But this is kind of one-to-one to me. This kind of works. I know he's a little shorter and his head is a little bit different with the sculpt, but I think it looked great though. I think these work so well. It's cool to have a full Spider-Man 2099 kind of setup going on here. I feel like I'm still not like straight on. This all just feels like it's all just weird, bruh. I feel like I'm all sideways. But that looks wrong. Okay. I guess that they're just all like standing kind of front face, but I can get him in a more different pose. See, that's all right. That's not bad. I think they look pretty good. I love this costume. It's still one of my favorites, but this is definitely like the one that you gotta have in your Spider-Verse collection, in your Spider-Man display in general. It's so cool. But yeah. I'll move on with other Spider-Mans to compare. Do I just want to get, I can just get all, we'll still do like 2 at a time from this point forward. Well, one will be. We'll do that. We'll do this. We'll do this. And then Or I might need to do one more comparison. I want to get at least one more figure. What's a fun one? I guess we can do, hold on. Hold on, I'm going to grab an extra. Spider-Man. Spoiler. And I might as well grab him too, because he's in the thing. Another spoiler, I guess. We'll do this. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll do this. And then he can just stick around. Well, then I want one more comparison for another thing. Bruh. Who do I do? I don't know. I think it'll be fine. Okay. So my first comparison is going to be with the base body figure that this one takes from. Look at that. Look at that badass motherfucker. All right. Here we have the Marvel Legends Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, who, in my opinion, looks pretty good. Is definitely that more classic. Trying to make this thing focus. Spider-Man suit. And then, of course, he was paired up in that 2-pack with MJ, who looks pretty great, who looks amazing. These are all pretty cool figures. This looks a little bit better. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm still trying to get this thing straightened out. It just bothers me so much. That I can't get this the way I want it, but well, that's probably as close as I'm gonna get finally. Sorry if I'm all over with this thing. Okay, that feels right. But yeah, but they look great. They look really cool. Look pretty nice. Gotta recommend. And and this is just the same exact body, but with your different forearms, your different head, and your more basic kind of details there, but looks really, really cool. And I do enjoy this Spider-Man. So they do pair up pretty well. I think this is definitely kind of like the one I think you want to pair with this, because it does make sense that they would have a more similar body type, but he still feels different. He still looks great. The Spider-Man head, though, it kind of blends in, I think, a bit too much with the body at the chin because it's so uniform, but I think it's accurate to what the design is, and I think it looks great. It's kind of like your update of the Pizza Spidey in my mind, but like way better with everything that you need for this Spider-Man. So pretty cool. Pretty nice. And then MJ's great too, all pinless. Looks great, kind of ahead of its time, if you'll kind of figure at this moment. Even though everyone's like, yeah, this isn't great. But then we're like, oh, this is kind of actually is great. It's kind of the norm now. But then we will do this. Another Renew Your Vows kind of thing going on here. Who do we want to do next then? Okay, we'll do this, and then we'll leave that till the end, I think. That feels right. Okay. So next, show them off with the black suit retro carded Spider-Man with one of the Secret Wars Black Suit Spider-Man's head And then the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Noir, which is a pretty old figure, to be honest. Feels like it would be a good time soon to get a new, Spider-Man, Noir figure pretty soon. Because they do have that Amazon series, but this one still holds up pretty well. I think it looks great because this is mainly the the Ghost Rider body, but with a different torso and a new head sculpt, and they look great. To be honest, I do enjoy the look of these figures all these figures together, and these are kind of like the web of shadows kind of idea of what I think of this. When you put them all together with the Renew Your Vows, we kind of have your full setup here, because I think it's okay, because usually it's like on my display I have Spider-Man here, I have Spider-Man 2099 there, and then I'll have Noir there, and the black suit in the front, because that's what I kind of remember. So that's kind of like your web of shadows thing going on there, but they all look great together. This is a really fun setup we got here. Honestly, I wish it would kind of stay on this camera. This camera looks so good. Yeah, but kind of like your web of shadows, so looking pretty cool there. Look at that. Yeah, look at that crew. We can get the spires in there. We'll get them all lined up here, because we are more basically talking about Spider-Man 2099, because he looks great. So yeah, great figures. Lots of fun. Maybe I should do this more often. Do this big old close-up. Look at that guy. We'll zoom out a bit, though. Because, I think it is better doing our full body setup. If I can get it. It does not have to be that far out. Like, seriously. What the heck? Alright. Is that where it was? That feels like a lot. Alright. We're just going to go for it. Okay. So the next, kind of showing off a different Spider-Man body. I guess we can proportion it when we get here. We have the Marvel Legends Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends body, which is technically the Amazing Fantasy body, which I have the original one that came out, and then have that of the Secret Wars black suit Spider-Man. Kind of give you a different kind of a look there, all with their open hands. I should really, well, he has a fist, but I should really do these in different poses, should I? Because they're all kind of just like, it's like, oh, we're here. We're doing our thing. But they're cool. I think that they're great figures. This is probably one of my favorite Spider-Mans of all time, to be honest. I really enjoy the love and care they put into this Spider-Man. I hate that my light doesn't want to get up in there. But they look great. They look pretty cool. He kind of has a no head, but Here, let me get him in a different. Here, let's do him in a more casual, like a, hello, I'm Spider-Man. I'm your friendly neighborhood man. I mean, look at that. How can you not love this guy? How can this camera be so crappy? Well, look at that. Nice little setup there. Look great. Look very cool. Look very nice. All right, the next, kind of going more into the Spider-Verse with the vibes, but I'm still sticking mainly to my comics. Well, except for one thing, detail here. But first, frickin' Spider-Ham, of course, gotta put him in. This is the, I think the either Venom pool or the or it was some kind of like Carnage. No, this was Monster Venom. Okay, so this was the Monster Venom wave, Spider-Ham back then. Been a while since we've gotten an it's been a long while since we've got a Spider-Ham update, so that would be nice to get at some point. How old is this figure? What is this? 2018. It's been what? 8 years since they've given us one. Since then, since this one, I mean, it looks all right, but I think they can do something better now, especially with the legs. Y'all gotta do something. And then have the Marvel Legends. What wave is this? I'm trying to remember what waves are everything now, because I can't remember, because I'm a dummy. But this is the this is like the first Marvel Legends Miles, kind of like later on from Hasbro, where it was him and Ultimate, the regular Ultimate Spider-Man, because this was also Ultimate as well. But pretty cool. It's probably my favorite Miles Morales figure that they've ever done. I know it's still got the pins. It's not the new. It's not the the new the comic book a line of Miles. That's just not my thing. It's just not my look for him. I got the Gamerverse, but that's just amazing. It's a great figure. And then we have Gwen, getting more into that Spider-Verse territory. Oh, so very cool. Oh, thank you for the like, whoever left the like. I appreciate it. Appreciate the support. But great little figures there. Pretty cool. Let me get her over here. Maybe my bounce out a little bit more. Not really. You got literally your black and white there. Then we can tuck in our Spider-Ham there. They look pretty cool. It's a nice little crew we got building here with the Spider-Verse team. Pretty nice. Then for our final, specifically Spider-Man comparisons, we have the Mafex, or Medicom Toys, Scarlet Spider. Doing his thing, just standing there, looking all dramatic. But looks great. Have the Bestly. Is it Bestly? I think it is Bestly. He yeah, got the custom hoodie for it with the big logo. Kind of baggier. I think it looks great. I think that, yeah, this is my personal favorite. I know there is the Marvel Legends retro carded, which I do have here on the wall. If y'all saw earlier, I forgot to mention that because I do have that, but it's not gonna be opened because I have this Mafex. I really have no need to have the Legends, but I saw it in stores and I was like, you know what? I might as well just buy it just to have it, just to be like, okay, I have this. If I ever want to open it, I will, but nah, I don't think I will. Maybe I could have done them with Spider-Man 2099, but you know, it just doesn't work. You know, well, the pairing works. I think, you know, I think the things are there, but in any case, it's a cool figure, but it's not needed for me, at least, to open. It's just going to be on my wall. It's going to be a nice little wall display thing. It's the first thing I've had on the wall, like, ever since I've started doing figures on the wall again. I got to do it more. Okay. Sorry for rambling, but, you know, Scarlet Spider, Mafex, beautiful figure. And then we have the Sentinel toys into the Spider-Verse. Peter Parker. Just the regular Spider-Man from that movie. So he looks pretty cool. He's kind of like his own thing going on here. Oh, God. But he looks amazing. He kind of does have like an orangey brown kind of look to him, and his ankles are kind of, they feel kind of shot. He feels a little weighted around. His feet aren't really the most stable, to be honest. Well, the hips, too, don't really help either, because they're very flexible. But in any case, looks great. Looks cool. Looks very nice. Looks very sweet. Gonna get these guys into the territory. There we go. Well, he just, bruh. Just be standing there, bruh. That's all you gotta do. Point your feet. Mike, don't be all bow-legged, bro. You're supposed to look good. You're one of like the better figures. You can move so well, and you look great. You look like 1-to-1 to the frickin' to the frickin' fucking movie, bro. With these little baby feet, these little hinged toes. But he looks kind of light on his feet. He looks great. But in any case, and my camera is not enjoying this, so we'll be moving on. But they look great. All right. And then now getting to our last comparisons, but with more of our villains. Just a few. We're not doing a whole lot. We don't want to stay on for too long. Keep y'all too long going because we're already an hour and a half. So that's pretty well done for me, at least. Because I do have to get up early tomorrow. I gotta get stuff done. Gotta work, man. Gotta do the job I'm paid to do. Somehow. Bruh. Here's our Green Goblin. This is the animated series, the VHS one, where he came with MJ, who's right there, who I got the Renew Your Vows unmasked head on. And then we got the Marvel Legends. This is the Amazon exclusive 3-pack of Venom with the, I think this is the, what is this? Yeah, this is like their first Venom. Yeah, that they did. That head that has like the green kind of slime to it on the tongue. I think it looks great on this new body. I kind of like that old head, at least like for me, for my personal taste, but you know, still pretty cool. It does have like the little tendril things on the side, so those aren't amazing. And then, you know, and then they did that retro card one that, yeah, that looks great. Oh, well, there's those Gabi. But, you know, it's not really something that is a really make or break. I kind of can wait for another time. I'm not really too bothered to get that Venom for right now. Yeah, especially since now that they've made a pinless version that's like all clean, that doesn't have excuse me. Bro, I know you're on an old body, but like, you need to chill out, bro. Okay. There we go. Give him his frickin' pumpkin bomb. There we go. But yeah, Gabi looks great, especially in camera. I think we definitely need a new update though. Pinless, probably a bit bulkier. Or I'm just like, it's like, or I'm probably gonna get the Mezco. I keep debating on that too. Maybe at some point, because it honestly looks so good. It looks great. And then at some point, looking forward to them to doing a new updated Venom, so where he doesn't have like these little bicep tendril things and doesn't have these shoulder ones, because they did that with the Gamerverse. Yeah, the blue Venom. Who looks great. Can we get this? There we go. But yeah, look great. Can't wait for hopefully updates of these two characters. Maybe we'll get a perfect Marvel Legends Green Goblin at some point, just like how we did with Toy Biz, because Toy Biz's one still does pretty good, even if it's not on my display. Because this is more kind of like that more modern style, and I do like this look of Gabi. And then we'll finally do our last comparisons, because, you know, I don't think they've really made any like 2099 specific villains, because I know he has his own, probably his own Goblin and his own Venom, and probably a Doc Ock. I don't know about these two characters, but these are from the retro line, so we had to get them in here, at least a couple. So first we got the retro carded Sandman figure here, looking pretty great. Love the hand sand effects. I actually used this figure in my latest shot on Instagram, where him and Black Suit Spider-Man are going at it. Be sure to check that out. Check out the Instagram at Justin_the_Zilla. Link is, it should be in my bio of my thing, or you can check it any other live stream, or check the VOD after this live stream. It'll be in the description. So check out that if you want to see some cool toy pics. But then we also have the retro carded Lizard. Honestly, one of my favorite Spider-Man figures that I think they've ever made. I know a lot of people don't really care for the really like all the like with this head sculpt, but I kind of like it. I think it works very well. And Michael, welcome back, Michael, says, not that I would get them, but could there possibly be Marvel Legends retro cardback figures of Spider-Carnage or the Spidey with Doc Ock stuff from the final 2 episodes of the 90s Spider-Man cartoon? I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. The Spider-Carnage would be great. I think they would definitely do a retro card of that. They first just need to do a actual, like a Ben Reilly Spider-Man update, because last one we got was the, it was the retro carded Spider-Man figure, the one that started the whole line, but they don't use it anymore because it already kind of like, it was kind of like their experiment to kind of get more, and then they were like, okay, we can do this better, and they did it with this body. So, you know, I think it would be something, because last time they've actually given us a Spider, like a Spider-Carnage was back when they first did Ben Reilly on the Pizza Spider-Man body. Oh my god, that's like a whole flashback. I just remember. I just remembered. But that would be great. I would love a full Spider-Carnage figure. That's like all like it's like that's all new sculpt, uses the Renew Your Vows body, and you know, has your head sculpts in your hands and like probably different forearms, maybe even like different legs. That would be cool. Definitely would love to see that. I haven't thought about that design in like forever. Or the Spidey with Doc Ock's stuff from the final 2 episodes. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that Doc Ock one. Because where he has, I think he has like a waistband, and he like has the things on the back. He has the arms. That would be cool. I forget what other ones they have there. Those final 2 episodes that inspired the Spider-Verse. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, that basically was the first ever Spider-Verse. You know. That makes sense. It's a cool thing. Cool thing to see. But yeah. Yeah, but cool villains to show off with this Spider-Man would be cool to maybe see hopefully other 2099 villains at some point. I wouldn't complain about getting a Venom, because that's always a good thing to pair with these Spider-Mans, but all of those Spideys shared a voice actor. Yeah, it was all just the same guy, right? Where it was more, I think it was more specifically, it's just that Spider-Man, but you know, but different alternate versions of himself. Compared to having, you know, our different Spider-Mans who are different people from different universes. Which is a whole freaking thing. Where you got live action, you got animated, you got Lego, you got whatever else. You got T-Rex Spider-Man, you got a horse Spider-Man, you got cowboy Spider-Man. You know. Spider armor sounded kind of different though. Okay. So maybe that might have been a different guy. I don't know. Or maybe maybe a different time. I could bring in that armored Spider-Man. I think that was a retro card. Would you like to see that, Michael? I don't mind grabbing it. I mean, it's literally right over there. I just want to be sure. Just for you to give some insight. Yes, please. Hell yeah. I also have, you know, I got plenty to pick from. So, so if there's like a couple more y'all want to see, want to show off. But here's our spider armor. Little dusty. To be honest, I need to be dusting more often, but I've been busy doing my thing. But there's our Spider Armor, one of my favorite figures. To be honest, it's a great looking figure, fully pinless. I mean, this is more, I think, based on the Gamerverse. I think that that's what this is supposed to basically be, but it still works as the classic version anyways. It looks great. His Uncle Ben is still alive. Oh, so he's like, you know what? The reason why Uncle Ben didn't die because he wore body armor. So I'm gonna do that. That's probably not accurate, but yeah, that's just what my head connects it with. But lucky him, I guess. That's cool. Haven't you seen the cartoon? I have. I have seen the 90s cartoon. I've watched it through, I think, twice. And I kind of started a couple years ago. I think I got up to like season 2, possibly even season 3. If there was a season 3, I can't remember what all the things were. But I know, I know at least I got through like the first season for sure. Because I think I'm at like the Secret Wars part, to be honest, where he's meeting up with the Avengers and with the X-Men again, and it's like, what's going on? All these villains, and he met like Doctor Strange at some point. I think he's about to get to the Daredevil era, which is kind of my favorite kind of time of that, so that's pretty cool. The main Spider used Spider Armor's Uncle Ben to get through to Spooder Carnage. Oh yeah, he did do that. He was like, look, it's Uncle Ben. Chill out, bruh. Don't try to end the universes or whatever you're doing. Just being evil. I meant Spider Carnage. Yeah, you're good, Michael. But Spooder Carnage. Spooder Man, bro. That's freaking Spooder Man here. We're gonna get this guy out of here. Alrighty. Guess I'll go ahead, kind of make up the setup. I'll get Lizard back there. I'll get Sandman over here. Also very top heavy. Oh. But if y'all want to see anything, who are live, see any specific figures or other comparisons while I'm setting up these guys here for my end screen. If you don't know, we always kind of get all of our figures that we have compared with for this figure to kind of have a nice display here on the stream just for it. Hopefully this Sandman will not fall over and kill everything. We got our Venom. And we got our Goblin. Pumpkin Bomb. Pretty good. Probably gonna zoom in a bit. Turn more towards my camera. There we go. Bit better. I'll get a Lizard. Bit more going there. Alrighty. Then we'll put Spider Armor. He'll be right there. We'll get Spider-Verse, Sentinel back there. We'll probably put, we'll We'll probably put Scarlet Spider more so at the front. On our, kind of like our third layer. And we'll do because we don't want them. Do Miles and we'll do Gwen. Over here, I guess I'll have to have Gwen stick out more. I guess that will make sense. There we go. And we'll get Spider-Ham. Well, he's got to go somewhere. Well, I think I want him over here. But we'll kind of see how this setup goes. Okay, let me do my... Okay. I don't know why I'm being like this. Let me get my... Gotta get my guys... to compare. I mean, that's what I gotta do. I gotta get these guys at the front, because that's what matters. Then we do this one. And we got this one. Then we'll start getting in our other ones then. Probably more priority is Scarlet Spider, at least for my sake. Then we'll get... Well, maybe we'll do Scarlet. Man. Bruh. Alright. I'm not... To be honest, I'm not really in the most set up way. I should have... Probably could have done this better. That feels... Okay, that feels something. Is it Scarlet Spider from Across the Spider-Verse? No, this is just the comic Mafex. Comic book. Scarlet Spider. A great figure, might I say. He looks amazing. Despite this freaking thing going on. Okay. Alright, everything back here needs to go. Including you. We'll deal with this. But we gotta get the first row done. His thing fell back. But I definitely need to at least... I am debating on getting that SH Figuarts Scarlet Spider from Across the Spider-Verse that has like the shading and everything, because that looks amazing. But apparently the articulation isn't great on it. So I'm like, especially for the price that we're paying now for a lot of these figures. It's like, guys, you need to give something. You need to do a bit more. There we go. Another Spider-Man goes here. $20.99. Let me actually get you looking forward. You. No. Here we go. We got something coming up here, maybe. That's all right. But Michael says, I'm thinking the figures in the brand new Day Wave will be Spider-Man, Punisher, but Sadie Sink's character, Tombstone, and 2 comic-based figures. Scorpion Hulk could be deluxe figures. That would be cool. Yeah, Scorpion would be cool. I wonder if we're going to get, I don't know if they've confirmed it or not. But, having a Mr. Sinister, I think is potentially in there from what I've seen and heard, if I'm correct. I don't know if I am, to be honest. But, it would be fun. I think it definitely makes sense to do that kind of era these days. I think it works very well to be doing that. Usually I do kind of like a V shape, but you mean Mr. Negative. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Sinister. My bad. I literally have the Mr. Negative figure back there. He's really cool. Yeah, Mr. Negative. Yeah, that's what I keep meaning. Yeah, Mr. Sinister. I keep forgetting about Mr. Sinister. I'm surprised they haven't done an update on him. I mean, Hasbro's latest figure, like their last figure of him, it's great. It's pretty good. But, just certain stuff. Actually, we're doing this guy. Black suit. Spidey going on there. We'll do Noir. Over there. Then we can get my more classic. We can try to get him. Might be better over here. Is kind of shorter than the black suit version. Oop. There. There we go. There's going to be a Spider-Man Noir series starring Nicolas Cage. There is. I've seen the behind-the-scenes footage. I think they also did a trailer, right, recently? Because that's really cool. So I'm excited for that. That would be really neat to see. But yeah, definitely need to check out that show whenever that comes out. I don't know when that's supposed to be. I assume that's this year. Again, I haven't really been tracking too much on like what stuff is like coming out. I'm just kind of like, oh, that's coming out. That's cool. Here, I'm going to move him closer. A bit more wiggle room to work with. Spider-Man, get her in there, and then we'll get my Sentinel toys into the Spider-Verse Spider-Man, who apparently doesn't want to do any kind of standing at any time on this specific table. But it makes sense that he's there because he's with this Spider-Man. Well, with the 2099. Spider-Verse. Okay. And then we'll try to get Miles in there. There's Miles there. Can we just put him in here? He doesn't really fit too well. Maybe do Spider-Man. And then do Miles. That's pretty good. I'm sorry to put you back there, MJ. Because you look great. Then we'll get Gwen in there. Then we have the spider armor. Which looks great. Now we do still see Venom back there. It'll be better. There we go. I think that's a bit better. Look at that. Get Lizard. We'll get Sandman. Venom is fine. And then we'll get Goblin in a little bit if we can. Or even move Spidey out a bit. There we go. Yeah, and the last one is just Spider-Ham. He'll just fill out the corner here. Even though I do kind of want him showing off more. We'll get him. That spot. There. I know it's not much, but it's what we can fit right now. He's confirmed to not be Peter Parker. He's not Peter Parker? That's weird. So he's just like a different guy. Even though in the comics, he is Peter Parker. But not in this show. That's interesting. I didn't know that, actually. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. I do wonder what villains they're going to be doing. Are they just going to be doing, him just going around, like, just shooting gangsters? Like, what's going to be going on? Punching Nazis? Because that's cool to see. So, yeah, I don't know. But it'll be fun, hopefully. It'll be a good time. Just like how it was a good time looking at this figure, hanging out with y'all, looking at this thing, and it just looks amazing. It's a great looking piece, great looking toy, pretty easy to play with, and definitely a massive upgrade compared even to the first retro card, Spider-Man 2099 they did before. This one feels way better, leagues better than this. But this was still good for the time, even if this one was already outdated when it came out in the retro card. But this one, this is the one that we've been waiting for based on this body, and it looks great. It's honestly, it's kind of as perfect as I think we can get right now, because I know Mafex also said that they're doing one as well, and they've shown that off. And to be honest, not my favorite. Oh, he's Ben Reilly in the show? That's very interesting, Michael. That's actually, you know what? I kind of fucks with that. It's very cool. It's very Very nice. Maybe we'll get Miles, we'll get Gwen right there. That's how it is. Okay. But yeah. Yeah, what was I gonna say? But yeah. But him being Ben Riley, that's fun. This figure though, pretty cool. Nice upgrade. Pretty clean. Thank you to my brother for getting this for me for my birthday. I appreciate it. It was really fun. I don't know if I got anything else to add. You know, like the video if you're watching this. Thank you for the support. Thank you to Michael for hanging out here. Subscribe to the channel. We do this live stream nearly every Friday, unless I'm out of town or just not feeling well. But usually we're doing every week, every Friday between like 5 to 8 p.m. We usually be doing this. Pretty cool. You're welcome. Thank you, Michael. Hope y'all have enjoyed. Be sure, check out the Instagram. Need to be putting stuff up there sooner than later. I do have a picture have to get done for this month for the for my Bad Guys Inc. collab, because we always have a weekly collab. We always have a monthly picture collaboration, so look forward to that. To the middle of the month, more end of the month, because it's going to be the 20th whenever we post. Spoilers, but hopefully look forward to it. Hopefully I can actually get to my picture, because I don't want to reveal what the theme is, because that's kind of a hard thing. It's with the thing. It's a surprise, but it's going to be cool. So yeah, check out the Instagram, check out the reels, check out the shorts, check out the videos, all that jazz. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. But yeah, hope y'all have enjoyed. Kind of a shorter, a short-ish stream. 2 hours, not too bad. But yeah, and if y'all here on the live stream, I'll give y'all a couple more minutes. We can hang out for a sec. If you got any questions or want to see other figures or anything else, or want to discuss anything else before we sign off on here. Michael says, if Gambit's not in the Doomsday Wave, maybe he and Elektra could be exclusives. That would make sense, even if they maybe even want to do like a 2-pack. That would be interesting, kind of like how they did with the Thunderbolts figures. I've been thinking about getting those too. I've been on the fence. I mean, I haven't gotten them yet, and I even have like the Fantastic Four, like the whole wave of that, because I was just like, I need those. I do those figures right now because they're great, because they look good. Yeah, they look very good. But yeah, but Gamma would be cool to hopefully have at some point. And then Elektra for sure is a need, because we're getting Blade too, because they did reveal Blade, and then X-23 looks great. Bucky and Ghost don't have the Marvel Legends Thunderbolts figures. True. We need some of those. I don't even think we have a Taskmaster. Not that it really matters too much, in my personal opinion. But Bucky, even though I feel that Bucky has always been like trying to find his look again, and I feel like he hasn't had it. He didn't look amazing. He looked kind of weird in Thunderbolts, but his character was very good though. And then and then Ghost was nice to see. She had a nice kind of like rougher, tougher image. Looked cool. I want Gambit by himself. Yeah, probably. I mean, that's, I think, most likely what they're gonna do. I think they're just gonna have them as all individual figures, being like, all right, you just gotta go here to get this exclusive probably, and then go to this store to get this other one that's finally out. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'll give a minute so I'm not interrupting anything. But Electro would be cool. Maybe even if they could do maybe the Daredevil during that time, the Ben Affleck one would be hilarious. Because, you know, they've done with the older X-Men stuff. So I don't know if they have the rights to do any of that older movies, even do a older Wesley Snipes Marvel Legends Blade. That would be cool. But still debating on getting that Deadpool Wolverine one. And getting like that whole wave. I mean, it's so tempting. Like the cowboy Deadpool, that's really fun. You got the kind of like that deluxe Deadpool with Dogpool that they recently put up. And then, of course, the brown suit Wolverine, even though it doesn't come with the unmasked head, but okay. And then you have, who is it, Professor X's sister, the bald chick. She has her thing and has like the separate head with the hand going through the guy. And then X-23, she looks great. And then I think another Wolverine, a battle damage one. He looks really cool. So, but yeah, Cassandra Nova. That's it. I keep forgetting. I'm bad with some names, y'all. Especially with X-Men. I'm kind of like, who's this dude? Who's this guy? Like, I know that that's the Juggernaut, and I know that that's, yeah, what's his name? From whatever. Like, I know, like, Sabretooth. I know Mystique. I know Pyro and, like, Toad. And, like, Apocalypse and Omega. Red Omega. And Silver Samurai, is he more specifically X-Men, or he's more, I guess, Wolverine? I kind of think of him as. But in any case, I think we're going to sign off for the night. Thank y'all for joining me. I shall see y'all in the next one. Do good. Be cool. Have a good night. Oh, wait a minute. Michael says most of those variants who worked for Cassandra Nova were X-Men villains. I mean, that makes sense. But yeah, y'all have a good night. Be cool. Do you. Stay safe out there. Goodbye.